Does anyone know what it's like to have a loved one suffer from a medical condition? Does it make you feel helpless? The Scleroderma Foundation claims that 300,000 Americans suffer from scleroderma. One of those 300,000 Americans is my loved one, my life partner, my best friend. Her name is Amber. Um, Today I'm going to explain to you what exactly scleroderma is, how it is diagnosed, and the prognosis it has. The Scleroderma Foundation uses a very good definition of the word scleroderma. Broken down in medical terminology, it means hardening of the skin. However, there are two types of scleroderma. One type is localized and the other being systemic. Amber has systemic scleroderma. The difference between the two is localized scleroderma affects the patient's skin, where systemic affects the patient's skin along with some internal organs. Doctors diagnose scleroderma usually by using physical examinations, lab testing, sometimes skin biopsies. It's very hard to diagnose considering that it affects so many different body areas. MedicineNet.com explains how it affects so many different body systems, and the internal organs that it can affect is the esophagus, blood vessels, kidneys, the lungs, blood pressure, the bowels, and like I said, the symptoms it causes, it just affects many areas, parts of the body. That's why it's very hard to diagnose. Amber was first told she had juvenile rheumatoid arthritis at age 6, and it took the doctors until she was age 16 to receive a diagnosis of actual scleroderma. Amber's main issue that she has with scleroderma, it affects her gastric system. It attacks her gastric system more than any other system in her body. Basically, the way the doctors explain it is her intestines, the muscles, the pusher muscles, do not work properly in her intestines, which causes her food not to be able to move through the digestive system and her not to be able to have a normal emptying process as we do. This is the worst component that she complains about because of the simple fact that it could get so bad that it actually causes the fecal matter that is in her stomach to actually come up in the form of vomit. As you can tell, or anyone could imagine, that would be a very traumatic experience to deal with. And Amber, unfortunately, has to deal with this quite often. It makes her feel less than human. She would much rather be dead than have to do that, as anyone could imagine. Scleroderma does not have a cure. Once you are diagnosed with it, you simply have it for the rest of your life. It will eventually lead to your death. With it causing so many other issues and so many other diseases and ailments, those are the things that are fatal. But ultimately, scleroderma is what causes those issues to begin with. The main focus is to have a rheumatologist, a gastrologist, other specialists that are specialized in scleroderma and in the body system that scleroderma is attacking. And they are going to just monitor and maintain your health until the day you die, pretty much. Although Amber, along with the other approximate 300,000 Americans who have scleroderma, they all lead completely different lives, considering that there are two different types of scleroderma, and the two different types affect people differently. So that would mean that each patient is not being treated the same way and is not having the same issues or complications that the other one would have. So it's very hard to treat and monitor. Hopefully I have done my job today and I explained to you exactly what scleroderma is, and you will leave knowing exactly what scleroderma is, and also how it affects someone who has it and how it is diagnosed and the prognosis of it. Amber and I are currently doing great. She is healthy right now. Considering the weather is turning cold, she's having a little hard time with that, with her circulation and things like that. But I thank you for listening, and I thank you for your time, and I hope that I have taught each and every one of you a little bit about scleroderma.